Hey, hello, leaders. Hey, this is Paul Grau Jr., and welcome back to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. And the welcome back is, I guess, mainly from me or for me to you and to myself as well, because it's been quite a bit of a break. I have had 2 whole months where I didn't record a podcast, and that was a bit strange to say the least after I went nearly 5.5 years without missing a show Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday, actually. So over 1,800 episodes in that time frame and coming to you 6 days a week. And I don't know, it was just a busy season and I just needed the time off. So I apologize if you've been missing this show. And I want to just welcome you back. And I want to tell you a few things that have been going on. Like I said, these last 2 months, December and January, man, very long rest, holidays, of course, you got Christmas and New Year's and all the stuff that goes with that. But my wife and I did a lot of work around our house, much needed work. And we basically shut down and focused on getting work done around the house and a lot of the to-do lists that we had been building up on and writing down for several years. So a lot of stuff was done around the house, and man, most of January and still kind of lagging on. I've been sick. I've had, I don't know if I had COVID or the flu or both or whatever, but since about the first week of January, I caught a cold, and that first one lasted about 5, 6 days, and then I was really good for about 4 days. It felt really good, and then it came back with a vengeance, and this has been hanging on, going on 2 weeks now, and you could tell probably in my voice. I still have a little bit in my chest and nasal cavity is a little bit stuffy. But over this last 2 months, man, I've done a lot of thinking. You know, sadly, I've lost several friends and mentors over the last 2 months. It's been a rough season. I mean, I had one of my best friends from high school passed away suddenly. I had some mentors, long mentors that have been mentoring me for a long, long time, passed away. And in the coming episodes, I'm going to have a tribute to a few of these people because I learned a lot from them, and I want to share that because their life was very important to me, and what they stood for and what they did was really important to me, and it's definitely worthy of sharing because I think you'll gain a lot from it as well. But moving forward, the show is going to be a little bit different. I'm still going to try to put out an episode once a day. You know, at least 4 to 6 a week. I'll never put out an episode on Sunday unless it's a rare occasion. But most of the time, Monday through Saturday, Monday through Friday, I'll be putting out at least, like I said, 3, 4, 6 shows, depending on what's going on during the week. But I'm not going to hold myself as accountable to this podcast as I used to be. I would stay up till midnight recording shows sometimes. And I want to focus on not just being a great leader, but being a well-respected leader, a well-rounded leader, a leader that, you know, who people are proud of, a leader that's not only proud of being a leader, but who their people are proud of. And I want to teach you, and I want to talk about being a leader who, you know, people want to follow. People go out of their way to try to get underneath this leader or try to seek this leader out. I want to talk about developing that leader who, you know, they just know how to navigate through life's challenges, both at work, professional challenges, and personal challenges. And a lot about being a leader is working through those personal challenges and bringing that leadership ability and capability to work every day, even though your personal world might be falling apart. And that takes a very strong leader, a very unique leader. But I think it is possible to learn and develop the skills and the characteristics needed to be that type of leader. But professional challenges, I've always been about professional challenges and seeking out challenges and running to your challenges. That's been my motto for a long time. It's been the name of this show for a long time, Run to Your Leadership Challenges. And leadership challenges aren't just professional challenges. They're not just challenges at work. Leaders have challenges outside of work as well. And those personal challenges, we need to talk more about them because I think they're very important to leaders to understand them and to be able to have the tools to work through them. I also want to talk about being a leader who is just not afraid to talk about and live out their faith, both at work, at home, no matter what they're doing. I'm a Christian and I haven't been talking a lot about that on this show, but I want to make sure that I'm not holding back on my Christian values and my Christian beliefs because it's so important. And this is my podcast, so I don't have anybody telling me what I can or can't talk about. So I want to talk about real things, real challenges that Christian leaders might be going through, real challenges that leaders might be going through, ethical problems, and they may not know how to deal with them. But I want to talk about living out your faith. And whether it's being a Christian or another religion, I think it's very important that leaders can and do live out their faith. Another thing that I really want to focus on is being a leader with a balanced life. And yes, I do believe in such a thing called balanced lifestyle. I believe that you can dedicate a lot of your time and effort towards your professional life and work, but I also believe there needs to be that barrier between your work life and your personal life. Personal does not have to have the professional, career-minded thinking all the time. We need to unplug. And I want to talk about that. I want to break that down and come up with characteristics of how we get along and how we get around this whole ball and chain called a cell phone, where our work and our career knows that when we are off duty, when we are not at work, there's personal times where we are not to be bothered. And I believe that's a very important part of being a leader because that's leading by example. We want our people to do that too. Because if you have too much of a non-balanced or imbalanced life, man, you're going to burn out. You're going to burn out. You're going to have problems in your personal life. You're going to have problems in your professional life. So that's a topic that I definitely want to dive into and work with and develop skills to help with that. I also want to talk about being a leader who has purpose. And not only has purpose, but knowing that purpose and wakes up every day knowing what that purpose is. And no matter what job or where you're working or what you're doing, you can be living out that purpose. I'm a firm believer in that. And I haven't always done that. And looking back on some things that have bothered me over the years as a leader and, becoming a leader and learning to become a leader, a lot of times our individual purpose gets shuffled under the rug and gets hid and gets buried because we put everybody else's and our career's purpose ahead of our very own. And I think that's wrong to an extent. Also, finally, I want to talk about becoming a leader who's not only successful, not only a respected leader, but a successful and significant leader, both on the job and off the job. Because when you're significant, that means you are influencing and touching a lot of people's lives. And as leaders, we do, whether we want to or not, we are influencing others. And I want that influence to be significant. I want that to be able to be where and you're proud of the fact that you made a difference in somebody else's life, because that's leadership. And I want a leader that who is fulfilled. I want to teach, and I want to talk about what does it mean to have a fulfilled life and live a life where when you're at the end of your life, you have no regrets. You're looking back and you did what you wanted to do. You did what you said you were going to do. And you carried that through. And people knew exactly who you were and what you stood for. So that's kind of looking ahead. And I hope you're ready. I hope this excites you, because it really excites me. And I want more feedback from all the listeners out there, because your perspective, your opinion, your thoughts, your challenges, man, that's what matters to me. And I want to make sure that this podcast, every day that you listen to it, or every episode you listen to, it's relevant. I want to be as relevant as possible. I want to talk about the new things that people aren't talking about. I want to talk about things that are, out there. Is just a vision, just a thought. I want to talk about making the best possible leader there is. And I know that's possible, and I know it's possible for everybody listening. So that's it. Come on back tomorrow, because I'm gonna dive into a little bit more tomorrow. And as always, until tomorrow, run to your challenges. We'll see you.